Hello everyone, welcome to another class. I welcome all my lovely entrepreneurs from 11th grade to today's class. And in today's class, we will talk about Unit 5, Concept of Market. This is class number 3rd. And today's topic is Analyzing the Macro Environment of the Market. पहले हमने बात की थी माइक्रो एनवायरनमेंट पे and today we are going to talk about the macro environment of the market. Believe me on this, these two concepts are really important in order to understand this concept of entrepreneurship and to score very good marks in this paper. Micro means tiny, small. Macro means big, huge. So there is a micro environment which is, under the control of the companies, and there is another environment which is a macro environment which is not in control of these companies. So there is a different approach when they, handle micro environment, and there is altogether a different approach when they handle macro environment. So in today's class, we will study about macro environment of the market. So these are the topics under discussion, points under discussion. We will talk about macro environment, demographic forces, economic forces, factors, technological forces, then political forces, natural factors, and cultural forces. These are the 6 points we are going to take in today's class under the term macro environment. So let's talk about macro environment first. So I have got this specific figure or diagram from your book, and today we are going to talk about macro environment, external forces. I've told you that this is not in control of the companies. It is not micro, it is macro. So let's take a point number 1. There are big forces in societies that companies cannot control. And these are macro forces. Companies must change things they can control to deal with them. So companies, they have to work on, their strengths and weaknesses within in order to, sync with the requirements of this macro environment. So there are big forces in society that companies cannot control. Companies must change things they can control to deal with them. It's an important. So I'm writing it down. VIP. Very important. Outside forces change how the market works. Globalization means companies face new rivals and rules and trends, and the economy change what people buy. So outside forces जो है, they control the way the market has to work. इसमें ग्लोबलाइजेशन बहुत है. ग्लोबलाइजेशन के अंदर it plays a very crucial role. In globalization means you will have a different competition altogether. For example, you are a company within the country, you are producing the goods for the country's people, and so suddenly you find better products than your company is producing. It is obviously a hint that companies from outside, they have started exporting the product into your country, and they are giving you a tough competition. So globalization means companies face new rivals and rules and trends. Trends ka matlab hai, for example, you would have seen nowadays, I'm really very fond of watches. You saw nowadays that n number of smart watches have come up. With n number of features, whatsoever you desire. Earlier, it wasn't there. Earlier, only quartz watches were there, or somehow digital watches were there which displays number. But अभी क्या हो गया है? अभी तो n number of watches are there. तो अब आप इस point को इस explanation समझे. Globalization means companies face new rivals and rules. नए rivals, नए contenders आएंगे, उनके पास वो नए rules लेकर आएंगे, and trends. they will bring those trends which are working in other countries into your country. क्योंकि एक चीज एक कंट्री में सक्सेसफुल होती है, they'll surely try it in your country, so that if it gets clicked, or if it gets accepted, it is going to work here as well. So, and trends and the company change what people buy, and then people were actually buying something else, they start buying something else because rivals have introduced a different and a better product. Third point, fast technology changes and more worries about the environment means companies must keep coming up with new ideas and adjustments. अब बच्चों जो technology है, you would have seen it is changing rapidly. So now what the companies they have to do, they must, you know, the only basic requirement is they keep innovating new ideas in the form of new products, keep giving better products to the people, so that they can meet the requirements of the markets, as well as they can uh, give a tough competition to the contenders as well. और अगर वो ऐसा नहीं करेंगे, sooner or later they will be out of the market. So it's very very important. So ये एक्सटर्नल फोर्सेस है, ये बाहर से आ रही है, और कंपनीज क्या कर सकती हैं, वो अपनी वीकनेसेस पर फोकस कर सकती हैं, अपनी स्ट्रेंथ्स पर फोकस कर सकती हैं, वीकनेसेस को रिड्यूस कर सकती हैं, स्ट्रेंथ्स को एक्सपैंड कर सकती है, एंड दैट्स हाउ दे कैन कोप अप विद द कंपटीशन ऑफ द मार्केट. Fourth point, how steady the government is, and changes in laws also affect how the market works and how businesses run. And this is a very crucial point, very very crucial. अब आप ये देखिए कि आप जिस कंट्री में काम कर रहे हैं, या आपकी अपनी कंट्री में अगर गवर्नमेंट स्टेबल नहीं है, तो इट इज गोइंग टू अफेक्ट बिजनेसेस अ लॉट. And there's a big reason behind it. And the reason is, if the government is changing and the new government is coming up, obviously they will, change certain rules and regulations for the business community as well. So if the governments are unstable, or the country is going through a turmoil like this, so ये लोगों की लाइफ को भी इफेक्ट करेगा, लोगों की अर्निंग कैपेसिटीज को भी इफेक्ट करेगा, एंड बट ऑब्वियस when these two things gets affected, it will also affect the business cycles as well, the way the businesses are being run as. So macro environment, you can adjust yourself in order to handle these macro environments, and it's happening with everyone, and students too. You need to work on your capacities to study, to score marks, to crack entrance examination. You need to work very very seriously and sincerely in order to cope up with the requirements of the society and the way it works. Otherwise you will lag behind others. So earlier we studied about micro environment, and now we are studying about macro. Next point is demographics, और इस पर मैंने कुछ रेफरेंस पॉइंट्स बनाए हैं that surely I'm going to share with everyone. आपको पता है Mavericks India Solution is famous for giving reference points in their content. Demographic forces. First point, demographic forces are about human populations in terms of size, density, location, age, gender, race and occupation. पर जो एक स्पेसिफिक एरिया में, मैं आपको बहुत आसान तरीके से समझाता हूँ, एक स्पेसिफिक एरिया में, फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू वुड हैव सीन वन काइंड ऑफ शोरूम्स एग्जिस्ट. आपके एरिया में अगर बहुत एलीट शोरूम्स, तो आप यू बिलोंग टू demographic area where size is too good, people densely live, they live in great number, बहुत ज्यादा population है वहां, लोकेशन अच्छा है, एज जनरली यंगस्टर्स की है, जेंडर इज 50-50 मेल फीमेल, race, occupation, people are self-employed, or people are into jobs, and that to good jobs. तो उस हिसाब से कंपनीज ये डिसाइड करती है व्हाट सॉर्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्ट दे हैव टू ऑफर. मैं वो एक एग्जांपल बताता हूँ. हमारे दिल्ली में एक एरिया है विच इज कैनॉट प्लेस, आपने इसका नाम जरूर सुना हो. वहां पर अगर आप बाटा के शोरूम्स या किसी और कंपनी के शोरूम्स रिलेटेड टू शूज वहां पे देखेंगे, इट कंटेन सो मच ऑफ वेराइटी कि वो हमारे नियर बाय एरिया में, जो हमारे घर के पास एक बाटा शोरूम है, वहां पे हमको नहीं मिलती. तो फर्क होगा ना डेमोग्राफिक्स का। अब भाई सीपी में पूरी दिल्ली से लोग आते हैं घूमने, दिल्ली के बाहर से लोग आते हैं, तो वहां पर वो वेराइटीज रखनी पड़ती है। बिकॉज लास्ट संडे आई वेंट टू सीपी एंड आई वाज इन सर्च ऑफ फ्यू गुड शूज, तो आई सॉ दैट यहाँ पे तो वेराइटी नहीं है जो वहां पे है। तो इट मीन्स even the companies they display their varieties seeing the demographics of that area, और वो क्या है, ह्यूमन पॉपुलेशन इन टर्म्स ऑफ साइज, डेंसिटी, लोकेशन, एज, जेंडर, रेस एंड ऑक्यूपेशन। These factors help divide the population into market segments and target market, और इस हिसाब से मार्केट के सेगमेंट्स बन जाते हैं और टारगेट मार्केट्स डेवलप की जाती है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल वी कैन क्लासिफाई द ग्रुप्स ऑफ पीपल बाय देयर बर्थ ईयर्स। और ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है इस पॉइंट को समझना। मैं चाहता था कि आप इस पॉइंट को जरूर समझें, और अगर ये पॉइंट आपको एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए आता है एग्जामिनेशन में इन फॉर्म ऑफ क्वेश्चन ऑफ 3 marks, तो यू शुड बी इन अ कंडीशन टू एक्सप्लेन इट एज। तो बच्चों बेबी बूमर्स है, बेबी बूमर्स आर बोर्न बिटवीन द एज 1946 एंड 64। जनरेशन एक्स है, बोर्न बिटवीन द ईयर्स 1965 एंड 76। और जनरेशन वाई है, बिटवीन द ईयर्स 1977 एंड 1994। एग्जैक्टली इसका मतलब क्या है? मैं तो ये भी सोच रहा हूँ कि इस पर एक प्रॉपर स्पेसिफिक लेक्चर मैं तैयार करूं आप लोगों के लिए। देखिए, baby boomers are the people those who are born between 1946 and 64, grew up when lots of babies were born after the World War II। तो उन्होंने बहुत सारी चीजें नहीं देखी which generation X had seen। Who is generation X? They are the people those who are born between 1965 and 1976, grew up with new gadgets like personal computers, means they are there in a certain country, हमारी कंट्री में थोड़ा लेट आया है। और जनरेशन वाई है जो मिलेनियल्स है, born between 1977 and 1944, grew up with इंटरनेट एंड सोशल मीडिया। थोड़ा थोड़ा आप लेट 10-10 साल ऊपर लेके चलिए, हमारे पास जब पहली बार कंप्यूटर्स आए थे इट वाज वे बैक इन 1988। क्योंकि मैंने जब पहली बार कंप्यूटर देखा था अपने घर के पास एक इंस्टीट्यूट में, तो वी वर शॉक टू सी इट। हम सुनते थे कि कंप्यूटर्स होते हैं, बट व्हेन वी सॉ इट इट वाज ऑल टुगेदर अ डिफरेंट एक्सपीरियंस। सो हमने कब देखा था? 1988 में। सो वी आर जनरेशन वाई, मिलेनियल्स। तो कहने का मतलब बच्चों क्या है कि इस हिसाब से भी ना ये भी देखा जाता है कि इस एरिया में बेबी बूमर्स कितने हैं, जनरेशन एक्स कितनी है, और जनरेशन वाई कितनी है, और उस हिसाब से वहां पे मार्केट के सेगमेंट तैयार किए जाते हैं, और उस हिसाब से वहां पर प्रोडक्ट्स की वैरायटीज को डिस्प्ले किया जाता है। ईच ग्रुप हैज डिफरेंट कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स एंड प्रायोरिटीज। इनके कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स भी डिफरेंट है और इनकी प्रायोरिटीज भी डिफरेंट, इनकी रिक्वायरमेंट्स भी डिफरेंट। आर यू गेटिंग इट? So demographic forces it plays a crucial role in market segmentation। मार्केट को सेगमेंट में बांटते हैं कि यहाँ पर बेबी बूमर ज्यादा रहते हैं, जनरेशन एक्स ज्यादा रहती है, या जनरेशन वाई ज्यादा रहती है। और आप देख लीजिए, आप इस हिसाब से आप किन्हीं भी एरियाज में चले जाइए, यू विल फाइंड ओवर देयर द सॉर्ट ऑफ वेराइटी इन द शोरूम्स दैट इज एट डिस्प्ले। और आप ये बात मान के चलिए, डेमोग्राफिक्स फोर्सेस पर कोई जनरल आंसर मत लिख दीजिएगा अपने गट फीलिंग से। allow yourself to read all these pointers, prepare notes on them, and then write a specifically good answer. So demographic forces, then factors. Economic factors refer to the purchasing power of potential customers and how they spend their money। आपको पता है different areas in the city have different section of people or class of people they are living, and they have different economic power to spend the money। Certain they have less power, certain they have more power। During times of economic growth people buy differently than during a recession which affects the market। और आप देख लीजिए, जब रिसेशन होता है, लोगों के पास काम कम होता है, महंगाई ज्यादा होती है, तो लोग डिफरेंटली बाय। और जब ये चीजें नहीं होती हैं. People, they have right job, people are earning, businesses are growing, people have money to earn, people have products to sell, people have services to sell. People, on the other hand, people, they purchase the products, they purchase the services. तो उस केस में क्या होता है कि इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ होती है, लोगों की कैपेसिटी टू स्पेंड ज्यादा होती है. एंड दैट्स हाउ इवन द कंपनीज गॉट अफेक्टेड विद इट. अब आप ऑब्जर्व कीजिए, जितनी गाड़ियां फोर व्हीलर्स अब आपको नजर आते हैं, आज से 10 साल पहले नजर नहीं आते होंगे, उससे 10 साल पहले और नजर नहीं आते होंगे, और उससे 10 साल पहले जब हम बहुत छोटे थे तो हम तो कोई इक्का दुक्का गाड़ी रोड पे देखते थे, इक्का दुक्का स्कूटर नजर आता. इसका मतलब क्या है कि लोगों की कैपेसिटी टू अर्न भी बढ़ी है, और लोगों की कैपेसिटी टू स्पेंड भी बढ़ी है. तो अर्निंग भी बढ़ी है. इट इज गुड दैट इन कंपनीज दे हैव वर्क टू ऑफर. Are you getting it? मतलब ये वैसा वर्सा है. When companies they offer work, people work, they give their knowledge, their services to the companies. Companies accept that, and then they in turn give to society and people. और वो फिर पैसा earn करते हैं लोग उससे, and then they spend it, and then it becomes a regular cycle. They earn, they spend. Companies they make products and keep selling it. So economic factors, it also plays a crucial role, but these are external forces, macro environment. इस पर आप ज्यादा कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकते. रिसेशन आ गया तो आपका कोई कंट्रोल नहीं है, रिसेशन चला गया तो आपका कोई कंट्रोल नहीं. लाइक टेक्नोलॉजिकल फोर्सेस, a very strong force. Technological forces are one of the fastest changing factors in the macro environment. This includes development in the areas like medicine, weapons, transportation, and financial systems. Advance in technology create opportunities for new products, new ways of selling, new markets, and new trends. But the technology is the only thing which is not constant like change. It's happening every now and then. You would have seen the way pandemic struck the world within a span of 6 months or less. हमने उसके लिए we have prepared a counter for that. We have prepared a medicine for that. आज ट्रांसपोर्टेशन हैज चेंज्ड कंप्लीट. मैं आपको बताता हूँ, कुछ दिन पहले on Monday it was raining heavily, and the whole area was uh, flooded with water. The whole area is having too much of water around Delhi NCR. So we have a very good facility here. If you have to reach from one place of city to another, metro trains are there. They're working very well, and they work from 6 o'clock in the morning till 12 at night, and they keep giving services after every 2 minutes. So you are never at rest. You park your car in the parking, and you can go anywhere in the city, even if it is raining, even if it is water is jam packed everywhere in the city. So transportation has changed. Financial system has changed. अब आपका कोई सपना सपना नहीं, आपने कुछ खरीदना है, आपकी लिमिट्स क्रेडिट कार्ड्स की क्या है, 5 लाख, 10 लाख, 15 लाख, 20 लाख, एक लिमिट्स बन गई है. You can have those cards, you can spend money, you can pay back. You can spend money, you can pay back. Spending money, not without having the money and then paying it back. And then keep, spending it one after another. So everything has changed, and this is because of technology. एडवांसेस इन टेक्नोलॉजी क्रिएट अपॉर्चुनिटीज फॉर न्यू प्रोडक्ट्स. नए नए प्रोडक्ट्स आते हैं. कैसे आप देख लीजिए, वी स्टार्टेड विद डीजल एंड पेट्रोल, एंड स्लोली एंड ग्रेजुअली वी आर शिफ्टिंग टुवर्ड्स ईवीज. अमेजिंग. एडवांसेस इन टेक्नोलॉजी क्रिएट अपॉर्चुनिटीज फॉर न्यू प्रोडक्ट्स. नए नए प्रोडक्ट्स आ रहे हैं. क्वार्ट्ज वॉचेस आर गोइंग, डिजिटल वॉचेस आर कमिंग and in great amount, great quantity. New ways of selling, new market and trends are coming. नया दौर आ रहा. Yesterday I met a person who told me that he purchased a coat few days ago, and it is an all weather coat. आप उसे सर्दी में पहने, गर्मी में पहने, there is no need to wash that coat. आप सर्दी कोट पहनते हैं, गर्मियों में चलेगा, सर्दियों में चलेगा. उस पे वाटर नहीं टिकता है. आप उसे शेक करेंगे तो द डस्ट गोज अवे. सो न्यू because of technology, because of available raw material, and scientific ways of producing cloth, now everything has changed. So technological forces, it plays a very significant role how the businesses should operate within so that they can cope up with these forces outside. And they keep on changing like change. Political forces. The political environment is made up of rules, government, offices, and groups that affect the people and business they can do. These rules control how markets work. क्योंकि जैसी लॉ गवर्नमेंट आएगी, जैसे पॉलिटिकल फोर्स होंगे, वो वैसे रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस बनाएंगे. एंड द बेस्ट थिंग इज यू हैव टू ऑपरेट अंडर देम, एंड दे कैन बी डिफरेंट इन ईच प्लेस and change over time, or in varied part of the world they are different and they keep changing with the passage of time. So you need to be prepared. ये external forces जैसे ही चेंज होगी, आपके बिजनेस में भी चेंज जरूर आएगा या लाना पड़ेगा. How well companies can do depend upon political situations where they are. आप जिस भी कंट्री को आज ग्रो होते हुए देख रहे हैं, they are those countries where they have stable, government. Laws are not that stringent. People, they can do business even if they are making mistakes. These mistakes they can cover up by paying small fines, or learning new ways of doing business, and this way they are moving up. But जहां पर भी बिजनेसेस इफेक्ट है, जॉब्स इफेक्टेड है, रिसेशन जैसा एनवायरमेंट बना हुआ है, पीपल आर अनेबल टू अर्न, पीपल आर अनेबल टू स्पेंड, तो वहां पर जो पॉलिटिकल फोर्सेस हैं दे आर नॉट स्टेबल. इन फोर्सेस का मतलब ही ये है, दे शुड वर्क इन सिंक विद द रिक्वायरमेंट्स ऑफ द पीपल. They should provide them certain measures, certain ways through which people can do business. They can generate product, they can generate services, they can sell them, they can earn, they can let others earn. So this is the way it is going to work well. As rules and laws change often, it's important for businesses to keep an eye on them. और अगर ये laws होने ही है change, so it is very important that you should keep an eye on them, and whenever and however they are changing, you need to control them. Means from within. Now you cannot do it from outside, from within. अगर बाहर से changes आ रहे तो आपको internal changes को करना. Natural factors. Natural factors include the resources a company uses for its products, raw material. Issues like pollution, raw material shortages, and increased government intervention can impact marketing activities. और अगर आप raw material use करते हैं तो laws are very stringent now, कि अगर आप pollution emit कर रहे हैं और raw material की shortage है, तो आपकी जो प्रोडक्शन एक्टिविटीज है उस पर इफेक्ट है, और it is going to affect your marketing activities too. So all these things are interlinked. All these things are interlinked and in sync with each other. As raw materials become scarcer, producing products becomes harder. और जैसे जैसे रॉ मटेरियल कम होता जा रहा है, प्रोडक्ट बनाने मुश्किल होते जा रहे हैं, प्रोडक्ट्स महंगे होते जा रहे हैं, तो इस पर टेक्नोलॉजिकल फोर्सेस and how to manage and recycle the products again and again in order to keep producing them has become a very crucial factor nowadays. Pollution can harm a company's reputation, and stricter government requirements can make it more difficult for companies to achieve their goals. और देखिए, अगर आप प्रोडक्शन कर रहे हैं, you are converting raw material to finished goods, you are must be using machinery, electricity, and all other resources. तो but obvious है कि you might be producing pollutants which is affecting the environment. तो इस कारण गवर्नमेंट ने बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट रूल्स बनाए हुए हैं, जिसको फॉलो आप तभी कर सकते हैं इफ एवरीथिंग विद इन, आपके पास मशीन्स नहीं है, रॉ मटेरियल इज ऑफ गुड क्वालिटी, जिसे ज्यादा प्रोसेसिंग की जरूरत नहीं है, तो उस कंडीशन में यू कैन सपोर्ट योरसेल्फ एंड यू कैन वर्क वेल विद द चेंजेस दैट इज हैपनिंग आउटसाइड. The cultural forces, it plays a very crucial role. Our country is the country where different cultures, they are everywhere. So companies, they have to look in which area, which culture is there, and how they are going to cope up with the requirements of that culture. Are you getting it? Companies cannot prepare a culture, but yes, companies can work according to the culture and its needs and requirements. Cultural forces are also there, and they are macro forces. They are outside forces. They're not within the company. Okay. The cultural environment includes what people in a group believe, वैल्यूज प्रैक्टिसेस एंड ट्रेडिशन। अलग अलग कल्चर्स के अलग अलग बिलीफ सेट्स हैं, उनकी अलग अलग वैल्यूज हैं, अलग अलग प्रैक्टिसेस हैं, उनके ट्रेडिशंस अलग हैं, फेस्टिवल्स अलग हैं। उस हिसाब से कंपनीज को भी ऑब्जर्व करना पड़ता है हाउ दे आर गोइंग टू सर्व देम सेपरेटली। Some beliefs are very important and have been passed from one generation to the next, making them hard to change. कई cultures ऐसे हैं जिसमें generally in all the cultures belief from one generation to another generation had been passed, और उनको change कर पाना is not that simple. Other beliefs can change more easily. Businesses reflect what their customers value and believe in. All businesses must respond to the different factors around them, like culture, laws, and economy. So businesses को इन cultures को देख के ही अपने products को यहाँ पर place करना पड़ता है as per the requirements. If businesses or groups don't change when needed, they might not succeed. और अगर businesses rigid हो जाए और वो cultural forces को respond ना करे, तो there could be a possibility that these businesses will go out of market. अब आप ऑब्जर्व करते हैं, बड़ा अच्छा एक कॉमन एग्जांपल देता हूँ आपको। जैसे आप नया मोबाइल लेते हैं, आपको मोबाइल हमेशा अपॉर्चुनिटी देता है इन ऑर्डर टू सेट द लैंग्वेज वेयर यू बिलोंग। फॉर एग्जांपल, you belong to India and you want different languages out. So if you want to, communicate in English, English will be given. Hindi will be given. Punjabi will be given. It is so because the companies, they wanted to serve each and every section, each and every culture, each and every belief, each and every requirement, so that these external forces are known to them within, and they keep, building up their strength to handle the changes or these forces which are coming from outside and impacting the businesses. अब आप एक ऐसा फोन ले लीजिए जो सिर्फ इंग्लिश ही लैंग्वेज ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन देता है, तो वो it won't become stable in the market. Sooner or later it has to go away. So it is, the requirements. Culture forces are very important, and the companies, they should not be, avoiding them. They cannot avoid them. And in order to do business well, they have to work in sync. So, Bacho, with this, we have come to the end of today's class where we have discussed macro environment in the form of demographic forces, economic factors, technological forces, political forces, natural factors, and cultural forces. So, with this, we have come to the end of today's class. Don't forget to take up the rigorous practice section of Mavericks India solution. It is very, very important to understand the class deeply and sincerely. It has the synopsis of today's class, all the important and difficult words with English and Hindi meanings. Short questions. 10 questions are there along with 10 answers. Objective type question, 10 objective type questions along with answers. True and false statements with answers. Fill in the blanks with answers. तो अभी मान के चलिए, अगर आप बेब्रिक्स इंडिया सॉल्यूशन के कंटेंट को फॉलो कर रहे हैं, and if you are studying entrepreneurship with us, I'll assure you, and you're taking rigorous practice section, you are going to score a very good percentage of, believe me on this. And soon we are going to launch, few more subjects as well. We are working on it, but soon they will be, once our research gets over, we're going to launch it in the for the students, and that too free of cost, absolutely. So, students, those who wish to study entrepreneurship, please be the part of this channel. Give suggestions, give your views, help us to improve, help us to build a SWOT. And in this way, we are going to serve, the society of learners very well. Until we meet next time, bye-bye for now. God bless you all. Thank you so much for joining in. This is a presentation by Team Mavericks India Solution. And with Mavericks India, you will always gain.